Alrighty, think we're live. I think we're live. Gonna do a quick mic check here. Go to the page. If anyone's watching this already, bear with me. I am a couple minutes behind schedule today, which it happens. Just want to make sure that we're going on YouTube. Alrighty, we are running. Perfect. We got 4 people in here. Hello to everyone watching. We're doing a lot of lives this week, guys. A lot of lives. People seem to enjoy the lives. Get to ask questions, leave comments, talk about my headset hair. It's all good. Everyone is welcome. Finn Freeman, what's going on, man? Thank you for stopping by. We got Pokenut in here too. All the best from the UK. Let's go, man. Awesome. Thank you for being here. What part of the UK? I'm curious. I wanted to go to the UK for a long time. Don't think I'd want to live there now. No offense, but looks like a really cool place to visit. A lot of interesting places to go. Marquise is in here. Marquise J. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Hello. Hopefully it's going well. Eldu. Hopefully I'm saying that. Weddle, maybe backwards. How's it going, man? Hopefully you're doing well as well. Joseph says, I'm ignoring them, just can't get them. Haha. Joseph, what are you talking about? What are you ignoring? Just can't get them. Matt's in here too. Yo, what's up, my guy? Matt, thank you for stopping by. We got Sujan in here too. Sujan, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Suhan. Guess it depends. Wales. Very cool, man. Yeah, that is on my bucket list. Hopefully one day. Yorkshire. Okay. Close to Leeds. Right on. It must be getting late there, right? Midnight? Past midnight? Let's see. Albert's in here too. What's up, Grayson? At work, but almost heading home. Albert, that's awesome, man. The end of the day, it's always a good feeling. Always a good feeling when you get to leave. I guess if you love your job, maybe you don't want to leave all the time, but dude, I remember working at a restaurant, and working at a restaurant was the worst because even when you were done, you have to do closing after, and that'd be like another half hour to an hour, depending on how crazy the last like 30 minutes were. So I get it. Awesome. Always good to be towards the end of the day. Come to Manchester, brother. That would be fun. As a kid, I loved Man U. And Ronaldo, Rooney. What was his name? Gage? Not Gage. Gates? The midfield dude. I watched a lot of him because I played midfield when I was a kid. Man U used to have a really stacked team. I mean the poster boxes, lad. Oh, okay, like the Ascended Heroes ones. The 10-pack, the premium ones. Snorlax is in here too. What's going on, man? Thank you for stopping by. DR back at all-time highs. Cardboard, we will talk about that today a little bit. The market insanity, it's still going. It is still going, but we will talk a little bit about the Sword and Shield era. It is Wednesday. We're sticking to the schedule. We'll talk a little bit about it. Some of you guys don't like Sword and Shield. We'll touch on it briefly though, and then we can talk about Destined Rivals and Ascended, and Prismatic's almost 210 and ETB now. And we got a restock last night, walmart.ca. Someone sent me a message at like 10:50 p.m. And by the time I saw it, they were already gone. But hopefully some of you guys in Canada were able to jump on that restock and get some of those boxes. I think, was it 140? Was that list price? 139.98 Canadian? Again, I'm not 100% positive. Someone's going to let me know in the comments. I know a couple of you guys are from Canada, so we'll get into that. Yeah. Did I grab any? Unfortunately, I didn't. I wish I did. I was doing other things at the time and didn't grab any, but did you? Prismatic Enjoyer? I'd hope, based on your name, that you were able to get a couple. I got it right. Okay, Sue John, thank you. Happy I could finally make a live. Lee Wolf, let's go. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see. Let's get right into it. Ascended Heroes, good to get in at 125. We'll talk about that in a bit. Who said that? Prototype Jack. I will get back to that. We should start off though, guys, looking at the numbers on screen. I'll give a brief overview. I like to start the live by just talking about the update. If you guys know, if I don't make a video and I go live instead, I still try and follow the updates I do in the spreadsheet, which by the way, we may actually be not shutting down the spreadsheet, but closing access. And if you have lifetime or anything, don't worry. You're gonna have a way better tool that you can potentially get access to in the future if you want it. And there will be announcements to come about that, but there are things in the works. Either way, we're sticking to schedule. Starting off, you can see most of the booster boxes were up in price this week, which is a good sign, I guess, if you own any of these. In terms of sales volume, not really the best week for Sword and Shield, let's be honest. Um, the obvious outlier when you look at sales volume that I want to touch on first, Brilliant Stars, 4.71 boxes selling per day. This number is inflated a little bit. There were, I believe, 3 or 4 lots of Brilliant Stars boxes that sold this week. Lots of 4 or 5. That's definitely brought this number up. I think the lots too, I want to say it was lots of 5 and they sold for $2,000. So about 400 a box, which is very cheap for Brilliant. So that's kind of why this number is fairly high this week. I think without those, probably would have been fairly low, actually, probably sub 2 boxes per day. Fusion Strike, I guess I can use my arrow keys. That's a lot easier than having to click on my mouse. Fusion, 2.29 boxes per day, 27 boxes. I think 10 of those were from Hobbiesville. So not a ton of Fusion Strike below $1,000 anymore. I know we are down almost a percentage point on TCG Player this week, which is weird. But in terms of eBay, how many boxes are listed? I'm pretty sure that number's coming down and sales volume's consistent. So we're now in a range, 11, 12 days of inventory remaining. Evolving Skies, I think last week this number was closer to 4. This week, 2.14. So 15 boxes sold. Buy it now. That's, in a decent range, I guess. 17, 18 days remaining. A lot of boxes listed at like $29.99, $3,000 exactly. And I think it was only like 1 or 2 boxes after that to get up to 30.80. So most of this 38 number here is below $3,000 or $3,000.01 to be precise. So this is the update. Not really too much going on for the Sword and Shield era. Unfortunately, even had 1 box alt art set, Chilling Reign, sub 1 box selling per day on eBay, which is kind of disappointing. Even Astral, guys, Astral Radiance, more boxes moving this week. Lost Origin, again, pretty disappointing sales volume, sub 2 boxes per day. Silver Tempest, 2.4. That's not terrible. I think just in general, though, the supply columns are coming down. So there's a little bit less out there. It's going to be interesting to see a year from now what these numbers look like. I don't think based on this that I could say the Sword and Shield era is going to explode anytime soon. It still kind of seems like everyone's focusing on the new stuff, which if you own a lot of the new stuff, I'm sure you're stoked about that. But if you own a decent amount of Sword and Shield, guys, we might be waiting a while. We might be waiting just a little bit more to see those gains. All right, let's get back to the chat, shall we? I'm sure there's going to be a couple questions here. I'll leave this up on screen for a little bit when I find my place. And I'm going to bring up Ascended Heroes because we'll address the first question, which is from Prototype Jack. Ascended Heroes, good to get in at 125. I think you guys, if you've watched enough videos at this point, you should know I'm a pretty big fan of Ascended. I think it's a good set. I am becoming a much larger fan of buying newer stuff, even out the gate, at least in this market, especially if you're buying the sealed cases. You know, if you're buying the poster collections or definitely the booster bundles, like loose bundles when they come out, those are things that I think you're going to have maybe a little bit rougher of a time with over the first 12 to 18 months. But, buying the sealed ETB cases, excuse me, especially if it's the first print ETB cases, if they do, a different print run in the future, I think those are kind of what's worth buying right now. And then obviously, if you want to go for PCTBs, those are also a decent play, but those are up to like 400 bucks now. So is it good to get in at 125? I mean, if you're buying a case for 1250, doesn't seem like a bad price to be paying at all. I definitely got mine a little bit cheaper than that, but it's not terrible. Definitely not terrible. I would I can't recommend anything. Sorry, but for me, I if I didn't have any, I would want to get a sealed case or two. And I think buying them at this price is probably reasonable just based on the market we're in. So I can say that 125. Yeah, I mean, these are just running, guys. They're running back up. Look at that line. Look at that beautiful graph, up almost 10% over the past month. I mean, we bottomed at what? 101.78. Didn't even drop below $90, guys. Does that mean Ascended Heroes is better than Prismatic Evolutions? It didn't drop below 100. I mean, Prismatic, that dropped to like 98, 92, whatever it was. Ascended greater than Prismatic, confirmed, just based off that. Might be a little bit of bro science for you guys, but I don't know. Makes perfect sense to me. Let's see. Go high to low as well. Cards are holding value. Gengar, almost 1100 bucks. Pikachu's holding, Dragonite's holding. It's been a good day if you're an Ascended Heroes investor so far. Nathan's in here too. Hey man, I've been setting up contracts, excuse me, with local gas stations for 13%, and they're selling my product at 110%. Wow, right on. I mean, that works. That's dope. I'm assuming you're talking about Pokemon product. Um, Genius if they can sell it at 110. Kind of crazy that just a random gas station could be selling product at 110%. I'd be curious to know um what products in particular you're giving to them. Like, is it booster boxes? Is it just loose packs, tins? Could be interesting if you feel like sharing. Again, no pressure at all. You have 4 stores selling for you now. That's really cool. That's a really unique way of offloading product that I've never heard of before. But if it's working for you, Nathan, that's awesome. Trades 2 Paradox Rift for 2 Ascended Heroes. Dingo, I don't know which Paradox Rift products and which Ascended Heroes products you're talking about, unfortunately. So, little bit difficult for me to um even talk about this right now, especially considering, Paradox Rift booster box is like 270, Ascended Heroes and ETB is 120, the PC version's like 4. So, I'm not exactly sure what product you're referring to. About to pull the trigger prismatic ETB case for 2250 or prismatic 25 count bundle case for 2050. Yeah, it's a tough question. I've thought about getting some bundles, but with this reprint restock, I mean, I missed the Walmart drop last night, unfortunately. It would have been nice to get some of those. I don't think you could get a case though. I'm pretty sure it limited it to 4. At least that's what I saw from some screenshots, but yeah, bundles, ETBs, it's a tough call right now. I don't think you can go wrong though if you're buying more prismatic. I would like to buy some more prismatic. I'd also like to buy some more Ascended Heroes. Um, and I guess I'd also like my Sword and Shield to start popping off again too. But we can't always get what we want, can we, guys? FOMO's in here as well. Popcorn emoji, 100% emoji, or I guess 100 emoji. FOMO, what's up, man? Thank you for stopping by the stream as always. Thoughts on KS Rising? Doesn't look that exciting to me. I'll be honest. A lot of the gold cards, even like the Ascended gold cards, guys. This might be a bit of a hot take. These don't really excite me at all. I don't find them super interesting. I understand they probably look better in person compared to what we see on TCG Player, but after being in One Piece and experiencing the Gold Roger, Gold manga, anything Pokemon puts out that's gold is just a tier or two below that card. So yeah, the gold cards in Chaos Rising, I think it's the Greninja, right? It doesn't look pretty crazy. The SIR looks cool. I don't know which one's gonna be more expensive, that or Twilight Masquerade, but you'll have that, maybe a couple other cards. It doesn't get me out of bed. Like I'm not super thrilled on it. I'm not going to be dumping money into it. There's just so many better options right now. Whether you're taking advantage of this prismatic restock or buying Ascended, which again, Ascended's more of a long term play in my opinion. Surging Sparks as well. Let me bring up those booster boxes. Surging Sparks booster box. Let's see. We did the update on Monday in the spreadsheet. These are now back over. Guys, look at the sales volume too. I'm not sure if this is going to show up on screen. It will. Okay. I can zoom in a little bit for you guys too. Let's see. Look at that. Look at that sales volume. That is a thing of beauty. It's only going to be a matter of time before surging blows up in price, right? Not saying it's going to happen next week, because I don't think it is. Sometime this year, though, it kind of seems like it's going to make a move. By the way, the end of this year, surging's going to be 2 years old, right? So, I mean, time is flying, but people seem to forget that. So, definitely something to keep an eye on for sure. Walmart won't let you add to cart. That's unfortunate, Matt. That sucks. Yeah, I imagine they probably went fairly quickly. Again, I don't know when they went up and when they went out, but that's tough. If it makes you feel any better, if they were charging 140 Canadian, it's not a crazy deal. I mean, a couple of months ago, you could have bought ETBs on the open market for I think like 140, 150 Canadian. I mean, I got a couple from Taps Games for that price, so it's not like they're selling them for 107, 108 CAD anymore. Or back in my day, right? Back in my day, my scalper days, when I worked with Poke Notify, I think they were like 80 Canadian all in, something like that. It was crazy. It was before Walmart Canada raised MSRP, I guess if you want to call it that in Canada. Those were the good old days. What did I miss in the first 6 minutes? Jam Burger. Um, basically just saying hello to everyone, and then obviously I brought up the Sword and Shield data from this week that we looked at on eBay. Nothing going crazy. Um, not really super exciting, honestly. The brilliant numbers kind of inflated because there were a few lots of booster boxes selling for like 400 a box. That's why they're a little bit cheaper, and that's why there's more moving this week. But yeah, nothing super exciting from Sword and Shield era, unfortunately. Unfortunately. So that's really all you missed in the first few minutes. Should I sell booster bundle displays to buy prismatic ones? It's funny. Um, by the way, I wouldn't buy the prismatic bundle displays. I think the premiums on those are crazy, but I actually did list a booster bundle display in my Discord. So if anyone wants one, there is one listed in the Discord. I think I'm probably cheapest in Canada on the open market. It's a very reasonable price. You're buying legit products. So I actually want to move one of mine, and I'm probably going to buy some more prismatic with it, to be honest. So I like the idea of selling one for one, or excuse me, selling 151 for prismatic at this point. Another one of those difficult days talking. I feel like I got to warm up my mouth, before I get on stream, warm up my voice, do some vocals or something. But yeah, I think selling 151 for prismatic's not a bad idea. I think you could do that. Sean says the new sets are just so stacked with hits. It's crazy. Helps push them heavy. Agreed, Sean. 100%. Like, why would you care about Astral Radiance right now when you could open Ascended Heroes, or Prismatic? God packs. What are you going to get in Astral? You're going to pay $10, $15 a pack, and the best hit you're going to get's what? Machamp V alternate art. Like, come on. That's making no one that excited. So I get it. I get it. They dropped tens of thousands. Yeah, I heard. Tommy, what was the limit? I'm pretty sure I saw photos. It was limit 4, but you can let me know if I'm wrong. I also saw photos that I think were like 140 Canadian. Was that list price? You can let me know if it was cheaper or not, though. I'm curious because I haven't been able to confirm that. So a lot of you guys in Canada definitely got some fire deals. And I'm gonna be paying attention to Hobbiesville and the other large stores in Canada over the next week or two in case they get some product. Hobbiesville tends to they tend to be above market, but when they get a lot in, they'll kind of do like a first wave that's fairly cheap just to move a decent amount of stuff. So, right at release or right when they get a restock of something, that tends to be a decent time to pay attention to their store. And I have some credit built up there too, so it would be nice to eventually use that. I'm gonna need a bit more water today, guys, excuse me. But if you guys do have questions, whether it's about the spreadsheet, investing, Pokemon One Piece, Canada, philosophy, I don't want to get too deep into that, but sometimes we go off on tangents here. So ask away. You won't offend me. You might offend me, but I'll try not to make it look like you are. Albert says, don't be lazy. Hit that thumbs up. Agreed, guys. We have 157 people in here. Super exciting, super exciting. Tons of stuff to come. I kind of alluded to it at the start of the live stream. The the spreadsheet is going to be replaced by something much more exciting in the future. If you guys have access to it, you will more than likely just be grandfathered in to what we're creating now. And we're going to be looking for some people to be in a beta too. I got to set up a Discord after I get off this live stream. Just tons of exciting things going on in this space. It's a great time to be investing, whether it's in Pokemon, One Piece, just TCGs in general. It's a good time. Asian says, or as Ian, I guess, or Aslan. That might be Aslan. Wow. There's so many ways, so many ways I could read this name. What do you think is a better investment? You're gonna have to let me know which one it is too, by the way. The Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle display or the booster bundle case, about a $500 difference right now. Yeah, look, I think the premiums on the displays are kind of insane. Like, I don't think I could justify buying those considering the loose ETBs are base or the loose bundles rather are like 50% the price of a bundle inside a display. So I would probably be going with loose bundles or like the 25 count case. I think that's probably the better bet at this point. Could be wrong. Like maybe the bundle displays are so scarce in the future. There's a crazy premium, but that premium's already massive that it probably just makes sense to go with the 25 counts. That's kind of my gut instinct. By the way, we're probably going to start tracking booster bundles or some other products too. I don't currently track them. I look at specialty set ETBs, Sword and Shield era, the Scarlet and Violet era. Eventually, we'll track Ascended Heroes too. Booster boxes, Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet, even XY Sun and Moon, and then Mega Block now too. But booster bundles are kind of like the one gap I feel. PCTBs as well. We don't track the Sword and Shield ones, but outside that, we've tracked all of the SV era. So trying to plug the holes, fill the gaps. That's going to be this year, and just getting the data to an even better place. I think is at least my goal. My goal for what I want to get done this year. But yeah, I gut instinct, loose booster bundles or the 25 count case probably better buy right now. Operating a little bit on vibes there. We have a couple starred messages, so we'll go over here. I'll just make note 327. We're already behind in chat, guys. Not a good sign, but I'll try my very best. I'll try my very best today to keep up at least a little bit better. We'll start off with Steve F. Steve, thank you for the super chat. Sell Japanese 151 booster boxes for Ascended Heroes, Prismatic Evolutions bundles, or keep. I would sell them because I hate Japanese. Granted, I haven't tracked. Sorry, by the way, hitting everything today. We're all over the place. I haven't tracked the Japanese markets that closely, so I honestly couldn't tell you how well those have done over the past year or two. I just think in general, English is the superior product that more people want. So I would never own anything Japanese. And if you made decent money on them, why not roll it over into something like the prismatic bundles or ascended? or even Surging Sparks, right? Like you have a lot of options right now in English. 16 N hat. Thank you for the super chat. No message here, so I'm going to go to live chat. I think I was at 327. I'll try and see when 341. Okay. Let me see if you left a message. You did. Okay, perfect. I'm from the EU, and a prismatic booster bundle display is like €1,000. Here, which is okay, 151 booster bundle display is like €1,800. Really? Wow. Now this does make a little bit more sense to me just because um you guys got those in the EU. You got the prismatic ones where we didn't get them in North America, so it makes sense why there's such a premium here. I'm curious what the loose bundles are going for in the UK, in the EU. You know, if they're like 60% of that, 70% of that, the gap still might be wide enough where it's worth going for loose bundles. If that's what you're asking, let me see if you left something else. I don't think you did. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, you did. I can take this too. Do you think the prismatic booster bundle displays and bundles will surpass the growth of the 151? You know, it's tough to tell if prismatic bundle displays. I guess you're asking specifically about the displays. This the displays I'm not sure, like it's a little bit more difficult of a question to answer just because it's so region dependent. And I don't really have the data on the EU. Like I only track North American data and I don't even do it for bundles, right? So I have some gaps in my knowledge where I couldn't fully answer that, right? I would just be guessing. In terms of just loose bundles though, I think it'll still be hard for prismatic bundles to surpass 151, but and here's the big but. At the same time, based on where 151 currently is in terms of price, 180, $185 a bundle, you might be better off now putting money into Prismatic. So when you look at ROI over the next 3 to 5 years, could Prismatic bundles do better than 151 bundles now? I think that's actually a fairly good bet to make, in my opinion. So hopefully that answers your question. Single bundles are 80. Wow, if they're 80 though, €80 for one and 1,000 for the display. Like if it's that close, there might even be a justification to go for the displays. If it's that close, right? Like that's only what 25% more for a sealed display. Yeah, it's getting close to that point, right? Like I think you could go either way with it. Because I do think there will be a premium, obviously, on the display. I just don't know how much, right? Like, will it be worth paying 25% more now? So yeah, that's actually a lot closer. I think you go either way. Before we go back to chat too, we'll shout out our boy Alex is in here. Got some loose Ascended Heroes ETBs and mini tins. Lol, dude, the ETBs are fire. I'm glad to see you're investing in Pokemon now. That is the way to go. And I mean, you're still in Gundam too, right? We're gonna have a conversation soon about that. But yeah, One Piece, Gundam, now some Pokemon. You're taking over, dude. You're taking over. Let me go back to I can't remember where I was. I think 341. Is that what I said? Maybe not. 328. Bro is blind. Pair of glasses. I don't know what's going on there. Um, this is always the problem about jumping around in chat. Always losing track of where I was. I think it was 328. Okay. Is a tiny hole prismatic display bundle for 125 a good deal? Not sure. Maybe. I mean, it's a little bit below market, so it all depends on how you define a good deal, right? Questions like that, guys. You know, if you're asking me about buys, I I think most questions, most people asking about certain investments right now Prismatic bundles are a great buy. Surging booster box is probably a great buy. What else? Prismatic ETBs on this restock. The SPCs when they come. Like, we don't have to overthink things, you know. Stick with the best sets. If you're buying below market in general, I'd say that's probably a pretty good buy, especially if you're buying at like 80%. So yeah, it's all relative, but I think that makes a decent amount of sense. We did have another super chat come in. I will take this right now. If you guys do super chat, again, you get to skip the line. I think most people do that, which is fair in my opinion. You know, it's kind of like the VIP line at Disney, right? You see everyone, see all the brokies lined up. I'm one of those people, by the way, in the long line. You're waiting an hour to get on the roller coaster. Then a couple people just stroll by you to the front. Is what it is, man. Pay to play. That is life sometimes, guys. Ensure, thank you for the super chat. Ensure underscore 5 too. Maybe that's relevant. I have one single box of Chilling Infusion. I'm looking to move these two into Prismatic. I don't think that's a bad decision at all. Thoughts? I still have 3 Brilliant, 2 Evo, 4 Crown Xanthi TBs. Yeah, you could do it. You know, I'm probably gonna sell some Chilling and Astral this year, more than likely. I haven't yet. I'm still holding out hope that there's gonna be a pump at some point this year, but at the same time, maybe I should just be doing it now and getting into Prismatic. So I don't think it's a bad play at all. I would definitely sell the Chilling before I sold the Fusion, but if you want to sell them both for Prismatic, I don't hate it, man. I think that's a fine decision. You know, just in general, and a lot of people will disagree with this, which is fine, right? Like that's the beauty of investing. Everyone disagrees. Everyone has their own, way they view what's going on in this market. I think just based on what I've learned this year, talking to people, doing rip and ships, right? And are moving a ton of product, being invested in the sets that actually have the highest level of demand, that's to me what matters the most now. So when I looked at a set like 151 a year or two ago, and I had the opportunity to buy a ton of it, when I looked at top 10 value compared it to a lot of other things, it really didn't stand up as much. And that's maybe why I didn't buy a ton of 151. But when you look at the demand and how much of it's actually being opened, like it's S tier, right? So just based on that metric alone now, I'm trying to buy a ton of Prismatic because that's really like the king at this point, king or queen. Um, and I think Ascended's going to follow a fairly similar path, especially this year. Perfect Order doesn't look great. I haven't talked to anyone who does a live stream yet, so I don't know how well it's been selling, but it doesn't look great. Let's be honest. Chaos Rising doesn't look super exciting either. I mean, are you going to pay $10 a pack for Chaos Rising or $12 a pack, $13 a pack for Ascended Heroes? I think the answer is obvious. Maybe it's not, but that's that's why. Yeah, like to answer your question again, I think it's a fine decision, and that's why myself in general, right? This is kind of the logic I'm following now, getting rid of older stuff that's not really in demand for the newer stuff that is. So yeah, good shout. Arimon says Ascended will be ripped more than Perfect Order and Chaos Rising 2. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Even when packs are more expensive, I think that'll still be the case. Let's see. Dislodge is in here too. Thank you, man. Thank you for stopping by the stream. What up, Grayson? I was able to get those two breakthrough and Ultra Prism ETBs I was talking about the other day. Pretty stoked. That's awesome, man. Which ones are you missing now? You got to be getting close. Um, And if you reminded me last stream, I didn't see the message. I apologize, but hopefully it's not a ton of ETBs left that you have to do to complete the collection. Ice Bandit says Surging should be 350 to 400 a box. I think in terms of what the set is, right? Like if you're only looking at the cards inside and using that kind of as the comparison point, probably should be like 350, 400 a box. But there is a lot of surging out there. A lot of surging. If you guys are in the spreadsheet, you'll know, right? Like a lot of the earlier SVR sets, somewhere between, let's call it 60 and 100 boxes below a 20% move. Surging, you have 400 to 500 boxes. And that's all coming from the vending machines, restocks from last year. We had the booster bundle reprint to the ETBs that went through, was it Sam's Club or Costco? Like there was a ton of surging out there last year and even this year now, still hitting vending machines. But once that dries up, once those boxes are gone, and it might take a year, might take 6 months. I agree with you. Like this is going to be a 350 $400 box. I think too, when you look at it, at least how I look at it, I would rather be in something like surging and have it take an extra few months than be in something like stellar that's moving right now. Like, sure, you're seeing some gains in the short term, but long term, which one do you think is going to do better? I would still probably bank on surging. And part of that's probably going to be dependent on how much they print this year. But yeah, I agree with you. It is an absolutely cracked set. I mean, it's really what kind of started it. Like Twilight brought some people in for sure. Pokemon Pocket was obviously a massive catalyst, but Surging Sparks, that was the first set where pre-orders started to sell out, where it kind of made sense to get your pre-orders in early. Before, this is funny, a lot of people weren't here prior to Surging Sparks being released. There was a time, guys, where pre-ordering wasn't really a thing, right? I mean, it was a thing, but anyone who's investing wouldn't do it. You were almost ridiculed for pre-ordering because you would more often than not be able to get the products cheaper on in the future, 6 months later, 12 months later, just because of how reprints were working. So it's just funny to look back on those times a little bit too. I also want to look at this page because it says, I mean, is that lowest listed? This is shipping to Canada though. I keep forgetting I'm streaming in Microsoft Edge. Yeah, so a ton of boxes still available in the 250 range. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 to 265. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So like 20-ish boxes below 270. 3 cases or so. It's in a decent range. We'll keep an eye on surging. It will take a while though. Ricky. We have another super chat. Let me just bookmark where I am. 333. Okay, perfect. Ricky, thank you for the super chat. I've been that guy at Disney cutting the line. Dude, you know what? For a lot of people, it's worth it too. This is something I've learned this year, at least over the past like 12 months. If you have money, or let me phrase it this way, like when you make an offer that to some people might seem insane, like it's way too expensive, people that have money look at it completely differently than people that don't, right? So, right, if you tell someone the price and they're poor, that's the only thing they focus on. Whereas if you tell a rich person the price, they're trying to figure out like what the actual offer is. So if you're saving a ton of time, it makes sense for a lot of people to have those fast passes. So yeah, no, it's even jokes aside, right? Logically, it just makes a ton of sense for some people. Not everyone, but some people. Pedro's in here too. Saludos, let's go. Vamos, Pedro. ¿Qué más? ¿Todo bien? Thank you for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. I do see a question mark here, so I'll throw this up on screen, which is maybe bad. I should probably proofread a little bit, but I got a Japanese 151 booster box, and I'm wondering if I should hold or invest. With the Q1 reprint scares, I'm not too sure how Japanese will do their reprints. Look, I don't invest in Japanese. Wasnator, not the person to ask. If it were me and I had one of those boxes, I'd probably throw it in the garbage, right? Like I'd be tossing it out real quick. So for me, I'd probably sell it. Let's be honest. But if you like Japanese, if it's a collection piece, then maybe you keep it. But in terms of investment, I think there's better options out there. Just me though. The Sin Illusion family and friends are real, and Pokemon. I cooked last night 10. I cooked 10 last night. I'm assuming those are ETBs. Or maybe you guys are having a conversation in chat. Ray with a question here. Do you think the lack of sword and shield volume is indicative of more of a speculator's market at the moment than a collector's market? Hmm. Seems like it should be doing better in this bull run. You know, I would say you could potentially make the argument it's actually the opposite. Um, and it's more indicative of it being a collector's market and there being genuine demand for these new sets. I would guess, right, if there were a lot of speculators and investors here, which obviously there are, but I'm saying if there was a much higher ratio, just based on your question, you'd think a lot of those people might be looking at Sword and Shield now and going, hey, like maybe some of these sets are undervalued, right? Like Fusion is $1,000, less than $1,000. Brilliant $600. The other interesting thing too, which this isn't really answering your question, it's more of an aside. People should pay attention to the sun and moon market. I did that update yesterday. A lot of the booster boxes in terms of average sale volume were actually up over the past 28 days. I can actually show you guys too. Let's do it. Let's just show everything today. Why not? Sun and moon era. Let me scroll down. Most recent one. Alrighty, there we go. Share this tab instead. So you guys can see most things were actually up in the sun and moon era. Now, sales volume, pretty normal, I'd say, on most of these. Decent amount of Shining Legends, ETBs moving, but there generally is a decent amount. I think the big takeaway based on 6 sales, Team Up was back over $10,000 a box. The other thing too, lowest listed was 13.4K on eBay North America. So we're starting to see some of these Sun and Moon boxes move back up a little bit. I mean, Cosmic 3.8K now, Unified Minds 2.7, and lowest listed was 2.9, right? So these better sets in Sun and Moon are starting to pull away again. Maybe it's not going to be Sword and Shield that moves first. Maybe it's going to be Sun and Moon. And then once that runs again, then maybe Sword and Shield moves. I don't know, guys. I'm just hypothesizing. It's very difficult to tell just from a few months worth of data, couple sales, what's really going on. But it's something interesting to pay attention to. So to answer your question, I think it could potentially be the opposite, where there's just so much demand for Ascended, for Prismatic, even for 151 right now. I mean, maybe part of that speculator base, just because it's rotating out. People want to get their hands on it before, it's gone forever, right? In a sense, feeling like it's their last chance. So it's tough to tell. It's really tough to tell. We had another super chat come in. Couple super chats. Okay, let me mark where I'm at here. So 334. We're getting further behind, guys. I apologize. Again, super chat, skip the line. I will try and answer every question though. Trying to do my best. Steve says, sell most us all Japanese Sword and Shield SV for Prismatic Evolutions, Ascended bundles. Steve, honestly, that might actually end up being like one of the best plays that you could make over the next 5 years. I will say definitely a lot riskier of a play than holding Sword and Shield. And, some SV2, like I do think Surging's worth holding on to if you have Surging. Destin's in a tough spot. I should actually take a look at some of my SV stuff because I have some Paradox boxes, some Temporal. I mean, that stuff just hasn't moved in a long time. And it's not opened a ton, which does worry me a bit. So that honestly, going all in on Prismatic and Ascended, like it might be the best play over the next 5 years, but I think it's very high risk. Or higher risk, maybe not very high risk, especially for 5 years, but it's higher risk than going the low volatility route, owning some Sword and Shield, owning some earlier SV era. But I don't hate it, honestly. Like maybe I should just do that because you know what? I hate giving advice to people because I would always feel terrible if someone only made a decision based off what I said I would do and then it doesn't turn out well for them. But I'm at a point where, like, I'm kind of my own case study, and I don't really care as much what happens to my own stuff. So maybe I should just do that. It'd be a good case study for sure. I am selling some stuff right now to hopefully buy some more prismatic, especially in this dip that we're potentially going to see with these restocks. So good time to get prismatic. DJ just rated you. Shout out DJ Zuko. Thank you for the super chat. And DJ, thank you for rating me. I didn't even realize you were live. Apology. I probably should have waited. I try and wait like when Alex and Eli are streaming and stuff. And part of that's obviously selfish intentions too, right? You don't want to be battling with a larger stream. I didn't realize you were going though, so I apologize, man. Thank you for the raid. That means a lot. We're gonna have to do something again soon. Get on there and chat. It'll be a fun time. Catch up. Ask you how the business is doing. It seems like it's going pretty well, so that's good to see. Okay, Tommy said, "Yep, 140 limit 4, but website is so bad now. Easier to cart lower quantities." Tommy, I've experienced kind of the same thing over the past couple of years. Like, if limit was 4, I would just try and get 1 or 2 and hope for the best. Like, we really had that golden era for like a month there, late December 2024, early January 2025. No limits, the 3 a.m. restocks Pacific time, so 6 a.m. EST. I wish I could go back. I really wish I could go back. But that's good. I'm glad some people got some. I mean, I'm gonna butcher this name. Traumere. Traumere. 140 Canadian. I got 19. And you saw guys who got 30 to 50 units. Wow. Insane. So you could place multiple orders. That's interesting. I I remember when 151 bundles restocked in the middle of the year. I think it was May or June. Maybe it was a bit later, earlier than that, whatever. Last year though, I put in multiple orders when it was limit 4, and they actually canceled all of my other orders except one. So it'll be interesting to see if they do that to some people. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. DR Bundle's still a decent buy from Chill. Let's see. I put in booster box. Apologies. Booster bundle. Booster bundle. $64, guys. Wow. These are running. 64 bucks times 6, 360, 385 more or less for 36 packs. Definitely not as enticing as when they were 40, 42 bucks, right? Yeah, I think at this point I'd be buying prismatic, I'll be honest. 6 months older, better set in my opinion. I might get flack for that, but yeah, I think when it's so close to prismatic now, it's kind of it's hard to justify rather buying them. Probably still a decent buy long term, but probably better places to put your money. Not a question, but my mom works at a school and says all the kids love One Piece. Gives me confidence for the future of the IP. It's interesting. I've talked to multiple people, multiple like big deal people, by the way. Like these are I'm not gonna say names or job professions, but very, very, very established people in what they do. A lot of them have got into One Piece because of their kids, right? They were like, my kids love the anime. They were trading One Piece cards at Little League or whatever it was, right? So it's it's interesting to think about where that IP could potentially go over the next 5 to 10 years, especially when a lot of those kids get older. They have a little bit of adult money. That's why sitting on my OPO9, my 13, a little bit of 5, PRBO1, I feel good about it still. But I think this year might be Pokemon's year, just based on what's happening now. Last year, One Piece. This year, it might be Pokemon. And thank you, Zuko. I didn't realize chat was working. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Always there to help a brother out. Absolute goat. Gotta be Aslan from Lion, the Aslan the Lion from Lion, The Witch, and the Wardrobe. It might be Austin. You would know more about that stuff than I would. I agree, by the way, I got a case instead of the display. Yeah, it just seems like gut instinct, that's the way to go, right? Like, again, I think it's tougher for the guys in the EU if you can get them at a different price than us in North America, but yeah, I think in North America it just makes sense at this point. By the way, guys, we're 50 minutes into the stream. If you haven't, leave a like, helps out a ton. Bunch of useful links in the description down below, mentorship program, consultation calls. There's going to be some exciting updates coming over the next couple weeks to the next month, I guess. Um, we're probably going to be running a beta for something very exciting in the month of April, and then hopefully launching it to the world in early May. Really exciting stuff coming. So stay tuned. Pokemon investing in general, One Piece investing right now. It's a great time to be alive, guys. Just a great time, you know. So a lot of negativity out there. If you watch too much CBC, too much Fox News or NBC, whatever, right? All the mainstream garbage, might be a little depressed, but life is beautiful. It's a good time to be alive. Let's get back to some questions. Because I am just filibustering for no reason at all. But let's see. You really think the Ascended Heroes posters are a longer play? Justin, my gut instinct with the posters is that a lot more of the value is going to be tied to the packs inside. And I just assume a lot of packs are going to be printed this year. Could be wrong. I mean, maybe a lot more of that value just gets attached to the promos. I should probably look a little bit deeper into them. That's kind of just my gut instinct about it when I look at the poster collection versus the ETB rather. But at the same time, I talked to someone this morning, very interesting person. Not going to shout them out because I don't know if they want to be shouted out, but they know who they are. They love the poster collections. They're a huge fan of them, and they were thinking about getting more. So it does make me rethink kind of how I view each product, right? Talking to different people, getting their outlook on what they think about the promos. So it could be something that actually does better than ETBs. It could, right? There always is a possibility. I just think a little bit more of the value is tied to the packs inside compared to the ETB. Could be wrong though. Could be wrong. We'll see. I think we did have another super chat come in. Okay, so 342. I'll star that. Waznader says, check TCG Japanese 151 booster box growth, trade for Ascended ETB. I mean, has it been popping off? Let's see. Wow. So past 3 months, I think you guys can see this, right? Up around 53%. Do the 1-year chart, 79%. So decent little spurt here, guys. I mean, it was moving, but compared to a lot of other products, didn't do that well over the past 12 months. For context, I think Shrouded Fable and Shining Fates have done better than this, right? So that should just give you an idea. Even though it's 151, it's Japanese, and I think that's playing a huge role. So it seems like a pretty good time to move it, right? Like this is something if you asked me 6 months ago, I would have said to move just because I hate Japanese. I don't think it's a great investment. But if you're looking at it now going, it's up 53%, might be a decent time to make the move there. I'm also just going to let's see, turn this down a little bit. I gotta get a better lighting system too, guys, eventually. But yeah, trade for Ascended Heroes ETBs could be a play for sure. You know, I wouldn't even own the Japanese, and I like Ascended right now, really do. So I got my cases in last night actually, so I have all 50 on me now, which I'm happy about. When I get more, I will let you guys know. So I'm in it now. I'm in it with you guys. Big fan of the set. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up, and I'm not trying to be mean at all. Bowser Houdini, 20K in credit card debts, approximately 20% per year. With 50K in prismatic, sell 20K to pay off credit card debt. Yes, absolutely. Never go into debt to invest in Pokemon or honestly anything in general. I think it's a really risky place to be. Now, some people are going to say it's a more nuanced conversation, and I would agree. Absolutely, I would agree. There are people who understand how to use debt to their advantage. I think for a lot of people, though, right? And this is kind of why Dave Ramsey is just so successful. Like, there are a lot of people that are really bad with credit cards and they don't understand debt. They get into a lot of trouble. So, absolutely, dude, I would pay off all your debt. Like, you know, I've been so blessed in my life. Even though like I never had any crazy salaries, I lived below my means, saved a ton of money. I had parents who looked out for me. I mean, they helped me with school. I've never had debt other than like a monthly credit card statement, right? And I always paid it off before paying interest. So never really had debt. And I'm blessed to be in that spot, obviously. I understand that, but you have the opportunity to be debt free. I think you should 100% take that. And you're still going to have a decent amount of money, right? In prismatic. So you're going to be able to build on that in the future. And pretty much everyone else is telling you that too. Always sell to pay debts. I would agree. Yes, from Steve. And hey, Steve is a smart man. So that's what I would do. Okay, fine. You answered that for yourself. That's awesome, dude. You're gonna be able to get debt free. Like, just imagine how much better you're gonna sleep at night, right? And that's what it's all about. Like, if you're getting bad sleep, man, you're cooking your lifespan. So yeah, anything to get to that point, you'll be good. Kyle's in here too. Kyle, thank you for stopping by. Question: Do you think that pull rates of a set matter if we are rooting for as much pack destruction as possible, or is it more about the hype of the sets? I don't think people ripping packs do math. It's a good question. I would say pull rates and set size do matter. Because if you have a larger set and you have more difficult pull rates, generally that's probably going to mean the cards are more expensive. And I think when the cards are more expensive, that also contributes to hype. So if we had, you know, 50% or 100% easier pull rates, 90% easier, whatever percent pull rates in Ascended, those cards would be less expensive. I think you'd have less hype. That's just my gut instinct. So I would say it does matter to a certain extent. Yes. Look for some more questions here. Dislodge says, let's see. Got some of the pricier ones to go still for Sun and Moon. I likely won't get to all the XY or black white for a while. Dude, some of those XY and black white ones are like what, five to $10,000, like Plasma Blast, and I think Phantom Forces has an ETB that's fairly expensive. Like some of those are up there. So yeah, good luck. Good luck on the journey, man. I do not envy you in the slightest, at least in this regard. So best journey for sure. I'll keep an eye out. Maybe if I ever see some deals, I'll point them your way. Fax pre-ordering used to be considered getting scammed. Yeah, 100%. It's just crazy how much the market's changed over like a couple years. Just absolutely wild. Kaizen's in here. 22s. DJ Raid. Alrighty. We're just getting to these messages now. DJ, thanks again, man. We're gonna have to do something together soon. Very, very soon. That was a lot of chat, so that's good. We're getting closer to being caught up now. DC's in here too. What's good, G? We're doing all right, man. Can't complain. No complaints from me. Hopefully you're doing well. Spent way too much money today. Okay, can't help myself. Always be buying. DC, what are you picking up, man? Come on, you got to spill the beans. You can't just leave a message like this and then move on telling us you're not. You gotta dump the secrets, man. Come on. We stay transparent on this channel. And I'm sure I'll catch up to what you're buying in like 30 minutes when I get there in chat. So came for DJ, stayed for Grayson. A home team. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that a lot. Guys, by the way, we could do, home team is reminding me of this. We could do a portfolio review or two if someone wants their portfolio reviewed. I think those are always fun to do. So if you do want your portfolio reviewed, let me open Discord because that's probably the best way of doing it. Shoot me a message on Discord if you're in the community Discord, or you can just find my name. If you do want yours reviewed, I could probably do that now. Try and do a couple. If you guys aren't in the Discord, free community Discord is linked in the video description or the live stream description. Guys, talking today is difficult. I don't know why. My gut instinct too tells me I got to eat a certain amount of food before I do a live stream just to be like, I don't know, fully satiated and freaking mentally locked in. I don't know. Very, very weird. But yeah, anyone who wants one done, send me your collector link in Discord. I'll pull it up. Or Shiny if they have a share link similar to that. Core says investing in holiday sets this last 2 years has blown booster box out of the water. Facts, man. I mean, Destin's done very well, but 151, Prismatic, Ascended, like everything Sviera, that specialty set is just crushing it. And even now into the Mega Block. So I'm right there with you, 100%. Yeah, and then Walmart Canada. We did talk about this a little bit, Kaizen. That's great for anyone who got them. I mean, market now is right, like getting close to 300 in ETB based on TCG player pricing. So yeah, that's dope. Very good come up for a lot of people. Kind of jealous I didn't get any, but it's all right. It's all right. We're up to 100, 102 to be specific. I'll take it. Toronto 6 God is in here as well. Question. Hey, Grayson. Good evening, sir. Good evening to you as well. I have plenty of sleeve booster packs from Sword and Shield era, not Evolving Skies. That's all right. And some from the S era as well. These tend to be more expensive long term. Is there a question here? Like, do these tend to be more expensive long term? Question mark? Or is this more of just a statement, Toronto 6 God? Look, I would say some sleep packs can do very well. Some sleep packs can. I just think generally they probably don't do as well as a lot of other stuff. Like, when you look at Team Up, I think when I did my Kagger data, right, on every single buy I'd done, Team Up was up there. But again, it's Team Up, right? Like that is kind of the set. So maybe that's a little bit of an exception. It's tough to tell for certain, but sleep hacks are just something I don't deal with anymore. I hate storing them. I hate selling them. I stick with booster boxes, but if they work for you, that's awesome. This is in regards to Walmart.Canada or .ca, excuse me, .Canada. The Prismatic Evolutions ETBs, they're sold out now, by the way, Roman. So what happens is, Walmart puts up their stock at their price. Once they sell out, it goes to the next lowest listing, which would be like third-party sellers. So that's what's happened there. They're already all gone. But when they were in stock, it was 140. And a great deal for anyone who was able to get some. Mark says, "Hey man, I sent you a collector link on Instagram. Could you give it your opinion?" I can actually open Instagram too. Yes. Give me a second, guys. Hopefully it's Is it in a request? I don't see anything in a message request, Mark. And I unfortunately don't see your message anywhere. So if you want to send it to me again on Instagram or Discord, Discord's probably the best way. And I have some message requests. All right. So, okay, perfect. You sent me yours. Beautiful. Let me copy this link. We'll go back into Edge, open this up. I do want to make sure, I think another super chat came in. So we're at, what is this? 405, 406. Okay. And we'll take the super chats from GMTV. Grams makes tasty vids. 8109. Thank you for the super chat. No message, unfortunately. So we're gonna go hunting for a little bit. Be patient with me, guys. Bear with me. We'll go to 419, and I'm just looking for if you left a message before we jump back. And I don't see, unfortunately, I don't see a message. So maybe you didn't mean to leave a message. Maybe you just wanted a super chat, which if you did, I appreciate it. And if you do leave a message, I will try and look out for it here in a bit. Okay, I think I was at around 406. Perfect. I'm just going to leave it there. And then if I share this tab, Magic Mark, hopefully you guys can see this on screen. So 117 cards, 433 sealed products, total sealed, 5 graded, $155,630 invested. That is a big portfolio. I will only comment on sealed. And again, this is just my opinion. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. Just my, gut instinct looking it over. 151 bundle displays are dope. Evolving Skies boxes are awesome. Destin Rivals case, great. Evolutions doesn't make me super excited. I'll be honest, it is moving up a little bit. So there's that. Those were in the 15 to 1700 range for most of last year. Now pushing like 19, 2100 fairly consistently. You do have prismatic bundle displays. Very cool, especially if you got those quite cheap. Fusion box, Lost Origin, Sword and Shield base doesn't make me super excited, but it keeps moving up in price, which is mind blowing. Obsidian Flames PCTB, very cool. I mean, banking on the Charmander promo. More Brilliant Stars. I could have sworn there. Okay, maybe not. Brilliant Stars, 2 cases worth. Cool. More Destined. A lot of prismatic PCDBs. So you've gone fairly heavy into really good sets, like only a little bit of Chilling, a lot of Paldea. I'd be curious to know what you paid for these. Let me scroll down, see if there's any new messages. Microsoft Edge is a bold choice. The only reason I use Microsoft Edge is for whatever reason, it's very bizarre. So this mic is, let me bring it up here for you guys to see. This is a Rode NT1, I believe, or NT1 Pro, 5th gen, whatever it is. It's a condenser mic. And for whatever reason, because it's a condenser in Google Chrome, the way the sound, the audio is going through the interwebs, it doesn't work in Chrome, but it'll work in StreamYard in Microsoft Edge. So that's why I stream in Microsoft Edge, but everything else goes through, like when I'm just working and stuff, everything's still through Chrome. But yes, it is, I would agree with you, kind of a bold choice. Not ideal, but at the same time, it's what we're working with, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. Outside that, Rebel Clash, Mark, dump the trash. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Like, is this a fetish or something? Is this why we're holding on to this? Like, I would move that. Just me. Obsidian, we might have to close this review a little bit early just because, dude, nah. I'm playing, but at the same time, not something I super enjoy. Darkness, same deal. Like a lot of this stuff is probably fluff you could get rid of. I wonder if you're going for like one of every box. Like maybe it's almost the vibe I'm getting here. But there's some stuff that I would sell personally. Japanese, I wouldn't invest in either. But if you believe, like, you have a lot of Terrestrial Festival, which I think if you were gonna go Japanese, kind of makes sense, I guess. But I mean, that's like $3,500, $3,600 invested in just Terrestrial. So that's like 2% of your portfolio, more or less, which is 2.2, maybe 2.1. So it's a decent amount of what you have. There's definitely things that I would move personally. Um, and again, like, I'm not a fan of individual cards, but again, if you like collecting cards, that's great. I'm just one of those people now, kind of OCD. I hate having a ton of SKUs. I hate having like one of one thing, one of another. I'd rather just have like 50 of one item, right? So, in terms of the meat and potatoes of your portfolio, it's really good. Like, you have a lot of great stuff. So, yeah, I think it's up there. A plus, maybe an A, right? A plus would be like flawless in my opinion. And again, that's just my bias, right? Very, very, very subjective portfolio review. So don't take offense, but you're killing it, man. You have a bunch of awesome stuff there. And then we'll go back to chat for a bit and then we'll do another one there. Let me share my screen again. We'll throw this data back up. Whoops. Like so. Beautiful. And then let me go to Sword and Shield era. So for anyone who didn't catch the start of the stream, it's Wednesday. Generally, this is when I do a Sword and Shield update video. Here's the data on screen. Take a screenshot if you want, look at it, whatever. Pretty boring week for Sword and Shield, I'd say. Let me see if there are any relevant questions, and then I'll pull up another portfolio review. Dylan says, love the videos, dude. Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate you being here, man. Means a ton. Bowser says, I love you guys. Hey, bro, you're going to feel so good when you get rid of that debt. That's awesome. Hector's in here too. Hector, que más? Que más, hermano? ¿Cómo está todo por norte? Sí, todo por norte. Espero que todo está bien contigo también. Mm-hmm. We're just chilling, man. Talking about Pokemon. It's always a good day. Always a good day when we get to talk Pokemon. How long is the wait at PSA? No clue. Maybe someone can answer you in the comments. My guess is it's a little bit, a little bit at this point. Okay, Mark, we just covered yours. That's great. Solid portfolio. Question from Polito. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I feel like there's a ton of different ways you can say this name. Thoughts on Sun and Moon PSA 10s? They are very low pop and 25% gem rates. Definitely not the person to ask about Sun and Moon PSA 10s. I would agree with you though. A lot of those cards are fairly low gem rate. Like, I think even the Mewtwo GX, I want to say, is below 20, like 17% or something. Maybe it's 20. Like, there are some really cool lower pop ones, maybe like 2 or 3,000. Will they explode in the future? Who knows? Like, I'm pretty sure the Mewtwo is already up to 8 and it was 5K for a very long time. We haven't done the eBay auction updates on this channel in a couple weeks. Been busy. And some people don't like them. I am going to try and make it a more consistent thing though. And maybe just expect those videos not to do as well. But for me, it's a good way to kind of get a holistic view of the market and just see what's going on. And I told myself this year I was going to learn a little bit more about vintage so I can throw some vintage sales in there, the big boys that go through Z&G and Probsty and some of these other places. So yeah, definitely not the person to ask, but could potentially be a play. Also, Sword and Shield and SV booster boxes going to outperform X and Y and Sun and Moon boxes. Seems cheap relative to new products. I would hope so, but it's so tough to tell. Like, there's a ton of factors at play: scarcity, age of product, demand for cards inside said product. I think you're going to have some boxes that probably outperform and some that don't. It'll be a mixture, just depending. And I think that's something that's fairly consistent across like all eras. There's going to be things that underperform, things that overperform. And that's kind of why I try and set pick a little bit, because when you look at the whole era, right? And I did annualized ROI. I got to do an update to that too. So much stuff to do, guys. I apologize. Last year, though, did annualized ROI from release up to February, I think it was 15th or 16th of last year. Evolving Skies, looking at all of the Sword and Shield era and early SV, far and away the highest. And that was over 100% annualized ROI. I think like 104 or something, 104, 112. I can't remember exactly. It was in that range, over 100. Fusion was second, and that was like 65%, right? And then Lost Origin was kind of in the mix. Brilliant was in the mix a little bit. Chilling wasn't terrible, but the discrepancy between like the top couple sets and the bottom half of sets was massive. And that's why I think there is something to be said about being in the better sets. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, you didn't even really ask me about that. I just went on a tangent, but hopefully that adds a little bit of context. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy just doing a solo live stream. 419. We saw a new super chat come in too. From GMTV again. By the way, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. Graham makes tasty vids. Paldea evolved Magikarp. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Paldea evolved Magikarp isn't miles away from Umbreon price in a PSA 10. Should we be looking to pick up Paldea evolved booster box? Higher set value than Lost Origin and Silver Temp, but cheaper. So it might actually be higher set value. I'll take your word for it. I actually believe it because, it's a fairly deep set. Top 10 value, it's still behind Lost Origin by a decent amount. I think like by, I want to say 40, 50% actually. So I put a lot more weight in top 10 compared to total set value. That's just me. I think when you get to like the 15th hit, the 20th hit, 25th hit, a lot of people don't care as much, unfortunately. Do I see those boxes being $1,000 one day? Probably. I still think there's better options, right? I've been telling a lot of people, when I try and make investments, would I rather have, for example, a Paldea Vault box right now, or 2 boxes of Surging Sparks, or a Paldea Vault box and $50, or 2 Surging Sparks boxes? I might start going with the 2 Surging at this point, right? Or compare it to prismatic bundles. So you can do that. If it still comes back, in your opinion, that you should go with Paldea, absolutely, you could go with it. I think that it's probably going to do fairly well. And no one's really talked about it for a long period of time too, which is interesting, right? Like a lot of the focus has been on Ascended, on Prismatic, on 151. So it's kind of gone under the radar. I guess I can show you guys too. Let's jump to the SV era. Scroll to the most recent update. Paldea, it's not selling that great. If this adds any context to what you're asking and helps you out a little bit, not the best seller of all time. And again, like just look at the sales volume compared to search. We're talking about 2 boxes per day versus 28, 29. I understand it's more expensive. It's older. Searching's still kind of new and people are interested in it. But if this adds any context to you, there you go. You can look at the SV numbers for a little bit. Hopefully that'll help make your decision. We had another super chat come in from Sophia. Sophia, if you asked a question, let me scroll down to live chat. I'll make a note of where I am. I think I'm lost again. This is so bad. Okay, around 420. 420. That'll be easy to remember. Thanks for the advice. Then Sophia, it was a pleasure talking to you. That was awesome. If you have any other questions, obviously reach out. And thank you for the super chat. That's super kind of you. Incredibly kind. I'll keep an eye on live chat too. If you have any more questions, I'll come back to it. Let's see. Scroll back up. I'm trying not to miss anyone today, guys. I'm trying to be good. I apologize if I miss anyone's question. We should also, by the way, because I've been slacking again. Mark, I'm going to delete your DM on Discord. I don't know if you get a notification for that. I apologize. I am just going to try and keep it clean on my end, right? So I can open up the next collector. Let's see. Copy the link of this one. I don't really know who this is. I'll close Instagram. We'll go back over this way. Shiny. Oh, I'm unfortunately not logged in on the webpage, so I can't do shiny, unfortunately. So someone sent me a shiny Skyless. I apologize. Let me look. Okay, this is a collector one. I apologize. I apologize. I just don't want to delay the stream. And I honestly don't know my login, so it would take a while getting that reset. Okay, I can open this one though. Silver lining. We can do this collector one. The name isn't showing up on this in Discord. Trainer Samantha. Let's see if there's any context. Hey, I'm watching live. Awesome. Thank you for watching. Any chance you could review my portfolio? I have a separate one with my larger 151 investments. I have a few collections for separate goals, but this is my main one. Okay. I am wondering whether to let go of some products to invest in Prismatic. The answer, if you're wondering to let something go and invest in Prismatic, the answer is probably yes, honestly. And that's kind of a meme answer. But it's just such a good set. Hey, absolutely incredible set. Okay, no new messages either. I was trying to look out just in case Sophia sent something, but that's okay. We'll go back. All right, let's take a look at this little water break here. Keep the vocal cords good. Lost Origin, brilliant. I mean, you're starting off great. Evolving Skies, Prismatic PCTB. So you have 4 of those. Is that a case, by the way? A sealed case? It says case. So I don't know if you just inputted 4. Yeah, actually have a sealed case. If you do, that's awesome. That's one of those things I really regret not having actually. And I think too, just when we look at PCTBs, if you're very bullish on PCTBs, the Pokemon Center case of Prismatic is probably going to be one of the most interesting items that you could potentially have in your collection if you're very bullish on them, right? Like that is the last set where you could get a sealed case. After that, it was limit 1 or 2. So, and even a lot of people who ordered Prismatic PCTBs like myself, if it was after a couple hours, they limited it to 2 from 4. So, very very cool item if you have one or multiple. So I'm seeing this is quantity 4 now. So now I'm thinking, do you have 4 cases of the Prismatic PCTBs? Let me go to live chat. Maybe you're saying something. No new messages. Okay. Interesting. But if you are watching, definitely feel free to leave some context. More context, I guess, to my questions. Fusion Strike PCTB case. I actually just sold my Fusion Strike PCTB. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of them. I'm kind of making a bet against PCTBs, and it might be something that doesn't play out for me, by the way. So I'm not saying you have to dump PCTBs. I'm definitely one of the more bearish people on that product compared to a lot of other products. So if you have a sealed case too, like that's a different conversation, I guess, to have. So very, very solid products there. Twilight, Journey, Fusion, Obsidian PCTB, 151 regular TB. How crazy is it that a regular 151 ETB is basically the same price as the Obsidian PC version? To me, that's still something it's difficult to comprehend at times. Absolutely insane. Sword, Swordzord, Sword and Shield Charizard UPC. We're getting to this point in the stream. How long have we been going? Hour and a half. Stuttering, stumbling all over my words. Sword and Shield UPC, Destin Rivals PCTB, Silver Tempest, Evolving Skies, Prismatic. Like you have unbelievable products in here. Heavy hitters. You guys know what I think about collection boxes. Journey Together. Surging, only 1 box. Interesting. And you have a lot of loose packs. Wow. 90 Evolving, 213 Fusion Strike, 255 Brilliant Stars. You've been busy with your Sword and Shield packs. Okay, interesting. Some Temporal Forces, PCTBs as well. Like, yeah, you could do that if you wanted to. You have a bunch of great stuff here, though. Like overall, this is a really solid portfolio. There are, of course, a few things that I probably wouldn't have in here, but that is just me. Everyone views the world differently. I think the main stuff you have is really good, especially these PCTB cases. If you do have 4 of them, that's very impressive. And 19, I just realized that 19151 ETBs. That is a lot of stuff. And then you're saying you have more stuff in a different collection. Okay, like straight balling, absolutely straight balling. We had another super chat come in too. Holy cow, guys! I will try and keep up with these pokey hacks. Thank you for. Is that pounds? £5? I think it's pounds, right? Could you advise on how to store loose ETBs and booster boxes for long-term storage? My sorry is them getting crushed. Your worry, I would imagine, is them getting crushed over time from being stacked. Yeah. So what I do, Pokey, first of all, I hate loose ETBs now, and I have a ton behind me still for display purposes. My issue with the loose ETBs and kind of the reason I'm not buying them anymore is they do get damaged fairly easily. Like the wraps on them are bad. I think the easiest way to go about it is just buy, you know, get the dimensions of an ETB case and then just buy some boxes like that and then just fill those cases. And then obviously it's not a distribution case, but in terms of storage, that's probably going to be one of the best ways of doing it. Now, in terms of stacking them, I think you could probably go a fairly long time without them being damaged. Like the ETB is, they're not super heavy. It's not really like a booster box. Booster boxes, I would never stack, by the way, one on top of the other, maybe for like 5 seconds if I'm taking a photo, right? I'm selling some, but I would never store them that way. If you had them in acrylics, you could obviously stack it, but if there's, any sort of weight from one box to the other, not something I do. It's kind of the same deal with the ETBs. Like you could just order boxes, like plain cardboard boxes with the same dimensions and then fill those up with like 6 boxes. That's probably what I would do. Or you just get a massive box that's maybe wide or whatever, and then just, fill the entire flat floor or the bottom floor, let's say, of the box, and then just stack boxes that way. But you would need a decent amount of those because you'd only be going one high, I guess, and then it'd be a new box. So yeah, long answer short, just buy boxes that can fit the loose boxes, throw them in there. That's probably the best way to store them. And that's kind of how I do it too. Like most of my stuff, I have distribution cases still. So when I throw it off to storage, I do it that way. But there are some things I get that don't have the cases, and I just find boxes that kind of fit. Very long-winded answer there. Very, very long-winded answer. Cloudfire says, "Ah, man, the good old days of surging pre-order booster boxes for 139 Canadian and 3 a.m. restocks off Poke Notify before the bots took over. What a time to be alive, dude. Those were the days we just didn't know that we were in them, right? I I remember like the month of December and the month of January, my sleep schedule was so bad. Like, and it was funny too. The first the first restock would be at like 2 a.m. and then it would be like 2:28, 2:32, and then 4:04 a.m. It was so random and bizarre, but if you caught them, like you could get so many booster bundles, the prismatic ETBs, and then surging pre-orders too. That was a good time to be alive. Oh, good memories. There will come a time again though, I feel like that happens. Hey, Colin's in here too. Let's go. Popping in to say, hey, bud. Colin, hopefully you're doing well. I'll watch the replay in the morning. Stay healthy. Thank you, man. I got to get my steps in after this. Also, let me check. I can open Google Chrome. I think my walking pad or treadmill, whatever you want to call it, should be arriving today. It says arriving Monday, but I think it's already like in my town. Yeah, hopefully today or tomorrow that's gonna arrive. I'm really stoked about that. And then afterwards, I'll need a standing desk and I'll have the baller layout. But that'll be probably down the line if I do decide to get one of those. Hook and trigger. Do you dabble in singles and grading all? I don't. I've graded one card in my life, and I didn't really grade it. I just sent it with my cousin's submission. It was a manga I pulled out of the first One Piece box I ever opened. That's the one card I have. That's a single. Everything else is sealed. I like the I like the idea of having sealed because I understand how it can become more expensive, and I see the road kind of like I see how things could jump from 100 to $200 just based on right rip and ship culture demand. It makes more sense to me. That's why I deal with it. Mark says I paid $600 a case on Paldea. Dude, that's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. That's when I bought most of mine too. Was like 540 to 600 a case. Can I send my collector link? Yes, you can on Discord. I have a couple more to get through. I don't know if we'll get to all of them today, but you can. I'm just going in order in which they come in. We'll open Victor's too. We'll take a couple more questions as well before we do this one, but I will get this pre-opened just in case. Let's see. Not entire screen. We don't want to do that. Not trying to dox ourselves. Alrighty. So we have Victus collect, excuse me, almost 200K. Wow, dude. You guys are balling. You're making me feel broke. I am just a brokey wage slave. This is bad. We will take a look at this in a second, though. We'll get to a couple questions here. Probably his PC stuff profit. Yeah, probably. Hey, sent mine on Discord. Awesome. Try and get to most of them as we can. Hey, chat, can anyone advise how to find Profit's Discord group for somebody that is unfamiliar with the app? Rigani, it should be in the video description if that helps at all. So it should be like right under. If you're watching on a phone, you should be able to click kind of like the grayish box. If you're in vertical format, if you're horizontal, you won't be able to see anything. Go vertical, it should be right under the video. So that's the best way to go about it, I think. I will try and give me a second, actually. I might be able to put this in chat. We're doing this in real time, guys. Bear with me. I can create an invite. Let's see. And I can just make this permanent. Actually, let me make sure this is the right right Discord. Don't want to make sure it's the wrong one. Okay. We will. Yes, I'm pretty sure this is the correct one. Okay, not that one. This one. Want to make sure we're not sending an invite for the private Discord. That would be bad. That would be bad. Okay. I'll set this for an hour. I think that should be fine. I will generate a link, copy it. Perfect. And then this should be good to go. I'm going to throw this in chat. So it should be in live chat. You guys should be able to join the Discord with that link if you're not already. And if you can't find it in the video description. Alrighty. Cool. Do you think Chilling Rain will catch up to Lost Origin Fusion Strike? I used to think that. Jay Milnes. I don't think so anymore. I really don't. Unfortunately, it pains me to say that as somebody who has a few cases of chilling. I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. Surging boxes daily volume is more than the entirety of the Sword and Shield boxes daily volume. Yes, you're not wrong. It's also greater than the entirety of the SV era. So 14 and 9, right? Like 23 and then surging's at 28.86. So a lot of surging is moving through the market right now. It's crazy. We're actually getting fairly close to being caught up on chat, which is incredible. I think we're only like 20 minutes behind now. Crypto asks, tips for starting a Pokemon YouTube channel. Where's the best place to pull data from for pricing and stats? Crypto, I pull a lot of my own data. It's something where nobody's really willing to do the work, and I don't blame them. It's especially if you're just starting a channel, probably not going to be worth your time. I would just use TCG Player like everyone else. That's generally where most people get their data from. In terms of tips, if you want my advice, and again, like I don't think I'm a great YouTuber, I would say if you've never done YouTube before, you should probably spam like 100 videos and just expect no one to watch them. But every time you upload, try and improve something, right? And if you improve a little bit on every single video, once you get to that 100th video, you're probably going to have a pretty decent workflow on how to make your thumbnails, record your content. I mean, the first like 20 videos, you're probably going to butcher so much stuff when it comes to like your audio, your editing. I mean, even me, like on video, whatever, 300, 400, when I was swapping mics, I had bad audio too. So it's always going to be a work in progress, always something to improve upon. But those first 100 videos are going to be trash. Don't expect anyone to watch them. If they do, terrific, but that shouldn't be the goal. Just try and improve. I think the big thing though is workflow, right? Like a lot of people, they get burnt out doing YouTube because it can be a grind and it is a lot of work and you don't get paid a ton, especially out the gate. Like if you build a big channel, you get sponsors, maybe you sell your own product. At a certain point, it makes sense, but for a very long period of time, it didn't make sense for me, right? Like I was doing YouTube for probably 2 years before I could even consider going full time. So it's a grind, man, and something that you should be dedicated to. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. Have I been selling any of my sword and shield? Not yet. Not yet. Astral's been super slow for you. Yeah. It's it's something I'm holding on to still, but I do want to move some of it this year. And maybe I should have already moved it, but it's in the process of happening, I'd say. So this year, I think by the end of the year, ideally, if I have maybe half the chilling I have now, or like 75% of it, I think if I have a third or a half of the astral that I have now, maybe a little bit less brilliant, I'd be happy. So that's ideally what I want to move. We did have another super chat come in, but let me open this back up. We'll take the super chat we're at, or starred message, I guess. Maybe it's a membership. 439. Go to StreamYard. It is a super chat from Steve again. Sell enough to recoup base, so only profits left. You could do that. Yeah, Steve, I do that too. Like I enjoy keeping a little bit of everything now. Kevin O'Leary, he used to call things on Shark Tank kind of like schmuck insurance, having a royalty or a small percentage in your company. So that's kind of how I view having a little bit of each product now, just in the event it pops off in the future. You don't look like a complete idiot. So you can definitely do that. Absolutely. I do that to this day. So I don't think that's a bad idea in the slightest. Alrighty. We've been waiting too long. I am going to review this now. Victor, let's see. Okay, people are joining the Discord too, which is awesome. I'm very glad that it's the correct one. I didn't make the wrong link. Victor, if you do message me any context, I will periodically view Discord just in case. Let's see. Okay, so 455 sealed, 9 cards, which are almost all at the top here. Cool. Or those are graded. Never mind. Okay, so you have some singles. Let's go sealed only. I won't touch on the slabs and singles. You probably don't even want to hear what I have to say about that anyway. Rayquaza Poncho Box. Wow. Like, dude, you got to flex on us. The first thing is a Rayquaza Poncho Box. Okay, like A plus, guys. Are we just moving on at this point? Wow. So cool. So cool, man. Unbelievable. I'd be curious to know when you bought this and for how much. I mean, even looking at this, and I'm sure there's not a ton of sales data on Collector, but 8, 9 grand in November. Wow. Jump from 15 to 23. Unbelievable. Yeah, ponchos are popping off right now. Paldea Evolve Booster Box case, cool. Some evolving. Celestial Storm. ETB as well. Base set blisters. Dude, that's cool. You got a little bit of vintage in there. Scented Heroes case. 151 PCTB. Are these really dropping down to 1300? I mean, I know the UPCs were, I want to say sub 1,000 now. like 970 in that range, but I didn't realize the PCTBs were coming down. Kind of makes sense though. They had a crazy run up. Regular ETB, Lost Origin, Evolving, Evolutions, okay. More Evolving, Celebrations, more Evolutions, Brilliant, Destined, Prismatic. You have some great stuff. Some really cool stuff. Supreme Victors pack. Okay, interesting. I'm curious if you have these because it has your name in it, or if you just like the set or something. I'd be curious to know, but very cool. Very cool to see some vintage in there. Riftbound. Hey, Riftbound is something I want to get into this year more of. And it's just so difficult right now to put money into any other game than Pokemon. Like the gains here are just astronomical. All the attention's on Pokemon right now. Even One Piece, I think there's like pretty solid deals, but still compared to some of the plays in Pokemon, it's difficult to justify. But maybe there will come a time where it makes sense for me to put more money into Riftbound. I'm curious to see how that game plays out. Crown Zenith Celebrations, cool. Paldean Fates, Ascended Heroes PC versions, very nice. You have some good booster boxes here. There's some things like a Burning Shadows Elite Trainer box doesn't excite me that much. Maybe you could sell some of these to Dislodge if he's if he's looking for them. Evolving Skies 3 packs. I had one of these at one point. You have the Umbreon promo. That's definitely the more expensive one. And I think is it Ice Q? The other promo, I'm pretty sure. So very cool to see. PCTB, Surging Spark, 7 boxes. Blooming Waters, $300 too. Unbelievable. Wow. More Prismatic, 151. Dude, you're crushing it. Like, this is a great collection. Now, some of this stuff I would never have. These just got reprinted too, didn't they? The Tohoku boxes. Something got reprinted in Japan. Someone in the private Discord linked that the other day. Charizard tins, like this is stuff I wouldn't own. Celebrations, Pikachu V Union. None of this stuff excites me. Champion's Path, like these tins here. Having a little bit of these would just drive me insane. But again, if they're collection pieces or stuff like that, I understand, right? So yeah, overall, really, really cool. 84 loose packs of Prismatic. Have you weighed these, by the way? I'm curious. Victor, if you send me a message on Discord, I'll see it. I'm curious if you've weighed these, if you have a God pack or not. That's what I would do. 112 prismatic bundles too. You've been going very heavy there. Okay. Unbelievable. Holy cow. We'll jump back over to this. But yeah, overall, like super dope collection, man. Or portfolio, whatever you call it. Michael, your sister pulled the Umbreon from Prismatic Pack. That is dope. That's so cool. I pulled the Espeon, and I'll be honest, like that was probably my favorite looking of the artworks. It was kind of underwhelming pulling it. I'll be honest. Maybe I'm gonna get some hate for that, but after opening One Piece a lot last year and even a little bit this year, Pokemon just doesn't hit the same. I'll be honest. The texture is different, everything like that. But that's dope. That for you, amazing hit. I'm happy for you. Jeffrey says, question, not sure if this has been asked or not. What's your opinion on the first partner box? I was asked about this last stream, so definitely not this stream. I still haven't looked into them a ton, I'll be honest. I don't even know what packs are in them or anything. I did see the promos. I like the promos, but I can't speak to pack selection or anything. It's a collection box. At the end of the day, it's something that just doesn't excite me a ton, but they could do very well. Not something I'm going to be picking up, though. Poppy says, what's good, Prophet? Hope you're doing well, sir. God bless. Thank you, man. Appreciate you stopping by the stream. God bless you as well and your family. And yeah, super dope that you could stop by again, man. Really cool. So I think last time was your first stream, right? If I remember correctly. Maybe I'm not getting that right, but always appreciate when people take a little bit of time out of their day to stop by the stream. Okay, Discord link. We're getting really close to getting caught up on chat here, guys, which is good. Only like 10 minutes back now. Um, when do you actually take profit? So LG, I used to sell half, keep half when I could double my money and then basically have no money into what I keep. I'm at the point now, if it's a better set, I want to hold it longer. Um, whether that's 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x, it depends on the product. But selling half of a really good set at this point when I can double my money, I've realized it's probably not the best option for me. Could be different for you depending on your situation, but that's what I do now. Hey, John's in here too from Haida Gui or from Guam. Half a Haida. I always get that butchered, man. I apologize. From Guam. Appreciate you, bro. Hopefully everything's going well there. Bro, ever since your acrylic comments, I can't watch Pokemon. This is funny. I didn't mean to trigger anyone, man. I'm sorry. Obviously I was throwing no shade at anyone, but I do think, and I get it too, like acrylics definitely do a good job, right? Like it's not like they're worthless. But at the same time, if you're if you're investing like 20 or $30 into an acrylic for a $200 box, $300 box, it doesn't really make sense to me considering if you just leave them in the distribution boxes, they're probably going to be fine. So, if it's something you're moving a lot, I get it. Great stream, loving the reviews, awesome, man. Yeah, I like doing them too. Um, maybe we do one more. I'll try and catch up on questions. If anyone has last minute questions, we can do that too. And then ideally get out of here in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. Try and do this quickly. Um Zombie Farm 3 sent me a message on Discord. So we'll open this one as well. This will probably be the last one we do, guys. Let me just check the chat, make sure we're caught up. My boy, Senior Teeth, says Temporal Forces is about to hit $300. Another fun fact, it'll only take 76K to push Battle Styles. God damn it. God damn it, bro. You can't leave a single comment on this channel without bringing up Battle Styles. Temporal Force is about to hit 300 though. Interesting. Let me go look at that quickly. I don't know if you're trolling or not, which you might be. Maybe I'm getting baited here. Let's see. Hey, 278 almost, guys. We're running. We're running on Battle Styles. Or on Temporal Forces, rather. Interesting. Very interesting. I will say there's a lot of temporal on the secondary market. I can share this again. Right? Like we have 73 boxes listed below 329.68 selling at 2.43. That's actually higher volume than normal on Battle Styles. Maybe I should have pointed that out on Monday. But yeah, I still don't think it's going crazy anytime soon. I know you're like semi-trolling, but this is me being semi-serious. Let's see. Mo Life. Mo Leaf. Mo Life. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Sup Grayson, been seeing more and more Sword and Shield ETBs and booster boxes pop up on my Facebook marketplace. Is this an opportunity for me to get to some older sets, or are just more people unloading Sword and Shield? I think a lot of people are unloading now. Maybe not unloading, that's probably not the best term, but there are probably a few less believers in it. I'm kind of in that category as well. With some of the weaker stuff like Chilling Rain, Astral Radiance, I don't feel as great about it. And this is kind of where like I do wonder how much influence I and some other people have on the market, because it seems like a weird time to be selling it too, right? Like, just on a vibes basis, it feels like the pump is eventually going to come for Sword and Shield. And maybe that's why I haven't sold any yet. If you want to buy some, I think it depends on the set. Maybe you find a good deal on Fusion or Lost. It might be worth it. But I would say most of that era now, might not be worth touching. Again, it depends on you, your goals, your time frame, how large your portfolio is, how you're weighted currently. But for me, I'm not going to be buying any more Sword and Shield. But again, that's a guy who already has a ton, has 370K Canadian invested in this stuff, or at least that's market value right now. So there's a lot of variables. Specifically, Lost Origin, you say, yeah, if you can find a good deal and you believe in the set, like that's one of them I think I'm okay with if people wanted to buy more. But Chilling, Astral, Battle Styles, even Silver, like I don't feel great about them, to be honest. Tough to tell. It's really tough to tell. Alrighty, let's go through this portfolio here quickly. All cards so far, interesting. 22 cards, about a $9,000 value, and we have a pro membership to collector. That's awesome. Okay, so Umbreon EX, that's definitely been popping off. The Charizard, Bubble Mew, Charizard from 151, Lugia V. Look, I'll just say based on off of your first 5 cards, this is getting like an A plus 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 from me. Like those are amazing cards. The Lugia V, I really do love in terms of like alt arts from the Sword and Shield era. It's 100% up there for me. That new Mega Charizard XEX, the SIR, that's the Charizard card too, in my opinion now. I know a lot of people like the 151 Charizard, which I do too. It's cool, but the Phantasmal Flames one, just on a different level. Bubble Mew, I had PTSD looking at this card. I should have bought PSA 10s when they were $330, $360. Don't know why I didn't, but is what it is. And then the Umbreon from Prismatic, very cool. So yeah, like your top row of cards, amazing. Gold Charizard, fairly low gem rate. So I don't mind people making kind of like a play into that. Sylveon's pretty cool. I do like this Umbreon V as well. This is a card that's been hit very hard over the, let's call it, past like 4 or 5 months at this point. Getting absolutely smashed. Leafeon EX, Charizard EX, Pikachu EX, Espeon. This is the card I pulled, which I love the artwork, right? When I just look at the photo, but in person, there just wasn't like a ton of texture on it. It was kind of underwhelming. Graded price of these is popping off too. Interesting. Okay, very cool. Yeah, and raw price is going up as well, but the graded copy is taken off. I think that's kind of across the board. When we look at a lot of these prismatic evolutions, the price is going back up on them. So pretty decent cards to have in your collection right now. Glaceon as well, Vaporeon. Do you have all of them? Jolteon, Eevee, Flareon. I wonder if you pulled a God Pack or if you just bought all these. I'm curious. Charizard from Obsidian Flames. Whatever. So yeah, overall, like, especially based on these first 5 cards, A plus plus plus. I love your taste. Love your taste in cards. That is really cool. And I don't think there's any sealed at all. No, just the cards. Very, very cool. Let me share this tab again. I think that'll probably be the last portfolio review we do. We've been going for almost 2 hours, guys. So if there's any more questions, I will take questions. I'll try and get to all of them before we get out of here. And then, yeah, hopefully tomorrow we'll do a video instead of a live. I like doing the lives. I think they're awesome. I love interacting with you guys. It's a great time. Sometimes too, uploading a video, it's maybe a little bit more chill. Like I only have to be on for 10, 15 minutes to record, and then afterwards it's just editing. So we'll do that. Also, if you guys want to work with me this year, I will shill, the membership group, mentorship group, I should say. But yeah, the link's there in the description. The consultation calls if you want to work with me one-on-one. It's all there. Affiliate links if you guys are shopping. eBay TCG Player Hobbiesville helps out a ton. I did see a new super chat come in, so we will take this from Crispy A from Canadian. From Canadian. Oh my gosh. It's getting to that point, guys. Okay, managed to hit 20 ETBs of Prismatic on Walmart Canada. Perfect. Yesterday for 155 each. That's how, okay, so 15. Yeah, I guess after tax, eh? Okay, that makes sense. Pretty stoked since I had a very small position in Prismatic, got a hold. Dude, that's awesome. I'm pretty sure the limit was 4, right? So you got 5 orders in, which is dope. Unfortunately, they're probably not gonna send you sealed cases, but at that price, that's amazing. Hopefully, fingers crossed that they will come, in good shape. That's really the big thing there. So that's amazing, man. Really cool. I'm definitely a little bit jealous, but very happy for you. And thank you for the super chat. We had another one come in too. You guys are crazy today, man. Absolutely insane. Wow. Took your advice from home team after the portfolio review and sold 4K worth of fluff yesterday. That's amazing, man. Gonna pay off some debt and reinvest into more prismatic ascended heroes. Thanks for the help, dude. That's dope. The fact that you're taking some profits there, you're gonna get to pay off debt and then put the rest of it back into prismatic and ascended. That's so cool, dude. So thank you for the super chat. You didn't have to do that, but I'm happy that it helped. And you're getting rid of the fluff. That's always a good thing. Always a good thing, whether it's on your body, it's in your portfolio. Get rid of the fluff, guys. Always get rid of the fluff. The Eggman 7, I see your question. Probably no today, but the next time we do a live stream, we'll do more portfolio reviews because they're a ton of fun. Bro, you super chat. Okay. The fact that you super chatted, send me your portfolio. I'll do this. I have different categories you can go through. Oh, you have a bunch of sealed as well, Zombie. I saw that. Zombie, bring that back up next live stream and we can look at your sealed too. But in terms of your cards, they look amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Um Eggman, if you send me, just make sure you send it in Discord. If you send excuse me, if you send it in Discord, I will look at it right now. And let me know, like maybe say your name so I know that's yours because I have a few of them. We did have another super chat come in. You guys are insane today. Thank you. Appreciate it. Zombie Farm 3, thank you for the super chat. Hey Grayson, you missed the sealed part of my see now I feel bad. Oh yeah, I was just reading that. Hey. Was I really missing it though? Let me reopen this. Let me share this tab. Was I really missing it? Let me just double check to make sure this is the right one. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. It is this one. So when I click on sealed, oh, you have it in here. Hey, gotcha. uh, okay. We'll do this first. It'll give Eggman time to look at his stuff too. Okay, so you have it all separated. Interesting. I really like that. Might want to get rid of the PCTV tabs if you have nothing in it. Same thing with the ETBs. Okay. Am I getting trolled here? Oh, this is on cards only. I'm so stupid. I apologize. I'm making fun of you, but really it's just my fault. Okay. We got this going now. This is good. It's gonna be peak comedy if anyone ever wants to clip this for their videos. I'm gonna look like such a goof. Okay, Eggman sent me a friend request too. I'll accept that. Eggman, send me a message. We'll get that done as well. Alrighty, back to this. PCTBs, now that Grayson's got his head on straight. Prismatic, great. Destined, great. Fusion, Ascended, awesome. Perfect order. Perfect order. It's there. It's there. Phantasmal. I know a lot of people like the box art, which I can kind of understand. Black Bull, White Flare, they're going up in price. No crazy promos. Same thing with Journey and Twilight. Like these four don't really excite me. Perfect Order doesn't really excite me, but these four right here are pretty cool. I mean, especially Ascended, Destined, and Prismatic. I think those are like your best PCTBs. Regular ETBs. Cosmic. Interesting. Okay. 151, Evolving, Destined, Prismatic 2, Ascended. So, like, this is all really cool stuff right here. 151, Destined, Prismatic, Ascended, all great. Some of this stuff doesn't excite me as much, I'll be honest, like the Twilight. I told someone today to sell some of their Twilight ETBs. Again, it depends on like who you are, what your goals are. Some of this other stuff here too. I probably wouldn't have a Cosmic ETB in my portfolio as an investment, but again, to each their own. Let's see UPCs. Yeah, UPCs are really cool. Some 151, the Charizard ones, the new one, the old one as well. SPCs are great. This is one of my favorite products. It's unfortunate that right next to it, we have one of my least favorite products. This like original Sword and Shield, the Zacian Zamazenta UPC, trash. Unfortunately, trash. Does not perform super well. I mean, it's moving up in price, but so Shining Fates, ETBs, basically everything is not something I would own. Same thing with Terapagos, UPCs. There are a lot of really bad UPCs. You do have to be careful, but specialty set ones, good sets, good promos, kind of a no-brainer. Let me just double check chat here, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I don't think I'm missing anything. We might have a couple more questions here at the end that I'll get to. I'm kind of ignoring chat right now. Mega, Journey, Destined. So you have a lot of newer stuff, which is fine. It is what it is. Like I have most of this too. I have a little bit of base, some Paradox. No Stellar. I don't have any Stellar. I have a little bit of Journey, Astral as well. I'm probably going to sell my Astral this year, full disclosure. So yeah, like you have a pretty diversified portfolio for sure. Random sealed. This is all stuff that I would probably sell, just me. But again, like if you like collecting these, I get it. Some of them are very cool. I talked to Sophia today, who was in the chat earlier, and she really likes the collection boxes, and I get it. So if it's something where you want it as a collection piece, different conversation. In terms of investments, I think a lot of these types of products just aren't the best. But yeah, overall very cool. EX bulk, nothing there. Actually, there probably is in cards, I would imagine. Super cool. So yeah, there you go. I think overall there are a few things that I would sell, but it's a pretty well balanced portfolio. And then Eggman. Okay. Last but not least, we'll do the Eggman. And I'm confident this is you because I'm pretty sure it's the exact same profile picture. Let me share my screen one more time. Apologies. Eggman, are you still here? I hope so. It's only been a couple minutes. Be a shame if you weren't. Maybe it's not the same profile picture. But if this is yours, I'm assuming it's yours. We'll run it. Let me just check to see if there's any questions. Sophia, I will take this too. Would you sell Evolving ETB to buy the Evolving Booster Box? If you were selling the ETB to put that money towards the Booster Box, I would do it. I would do it. Yeah. If it were me. Which again, I think it's hilarious that you want to buy more Evolving Booster Boxes, even though you're not a fan of the booster boxes in general, right? I think it's a little ironic, just a little bit, but that is what I would do. All righty. Cool. Scroll up. The Discord link is in chat. Yes, for anyone who's looking for the Discord, I did put it in chat maybe like 30 minutes ago. It's also in the video description or live stream description. It'll always be there. Okay, let's get into this. $42,595.09. Pro member too. Shout out Collector Pro. I don't think they'll ever be a channel sponsor, but very cool. Okay, let's see. What are we working with here? One portfolio, so I won't butcher it. It'll be very impossible for me to miss something. Let's go sealed only for now. 36,000. This is the vast majority of what you have. Bundle displays, 6 of them. Amazing. Now, I will say I am trying to sell a bundle display in Canada. So by the way, if you're in the Discord in Canada, you want a bundle display, $2,600 bucks. It's in great shape. One small dent on the front, but yeah, if anyone's interested, you could buy one off me. Um, Canadian, by the way, 2,600 Canadian. If you're looking at price in USD, that would seem a little bit off. Okay, white bottom booster box, one piece, Romance Dawn, beautiful. I still have a couple of those. I think they're fine holds. I have questioned selling one, putting that money into Prismatic. It's crazy the amount of things I'm questioning selling right now to just buy more Prismatic. It's actually probably a little bit unhealthy, but very cool item too. Holiday and Fates bundle displays. I don't have any of those, but they're cool. UPCs, same deal. 151 ETBs. I don't have any of those anymore, but very cool items as well. OP13, you have a box of that. I'm glad those are back up to 600 bucks basically, which is crazy. The really weird thing, loose boxes are $600. Cases are still selling for 6K, which, if you multiply or divide it by 12, you're looking at 500 a box as opposed to 600. So it almost makes sense to like crack cases and sell loose boxes, which is so bizarre to say in One Piece, especially for the best set ever released. So interesting tangent there. Prismatic SBCs, amazing item. I have 11 of those. Hopefully I can get more if they are restocked this year. Temporal, okay, a little bit of that. Phantasmal, Mega Evolution Enhanced, all fine. Perfect Order, I'm not excited about Perfect Order. I don't think you have to rush into it, but you have a little, okay. Journey, Surging, Team Rockets, Moltres, EX, UPC. I'm not a huge fan of the pack selection in those. It's again kind of like a hodgepodge, but I think just because Team Rocket logo, right? Moltres, the promo is pretty solid. That could be a UPC that surprises, in my opinion. It could do fairly well. So I don't actually hate it. Sended ETB is a lot of the UPCs, the Charizard ones, 24. Products like this, I'm just not a fan of. I imagine you probably got these at MSRP from, was it Costco or Sam's Club, wherever. Watch it. Someone says watching too much vapor. It almost seems like that at times. Hey, um, the bundles and with the restock going on, it just seems like a really good time to be doing that. I knew someone would bring this up too. Headphone dentist crazy, dude. I can't help it, man. I wear these all day, right? But what's the word I'm looking for? Noise cancellation. Like it's great. I can lock in. So is what it is. Yeah, I think overall there are some things that again, I'm not super excited by, like just regular ETBs from Mega Evolution, Perfect Order, heavy hitters. If you bought these from Costco or whatever, it's whatever, but it's not something that really excites me. Twilight restock, I would imagine that's from. So there are items, ancillary stuff that I wouldn't have. But again, if you bought it at MSRP, it's up 100%, 200%. Congrats. Like you've done very well. At the end of the day, the goal is to make money. I think overall you have some really strong items, especially the bundles, which again, I am trying to sell one, might even sell two. The Romance Dawn's great. 13 is great. You have a little bit of One Piece exposure. The 151 stuff over there too. Surging, Mega, Phantasmal. It's overall really solid, in my opinion. So very, very happy. I think you should be with what you have. Guys, I think that's going to be it. I'm pretty sure we've caught up on chat. If you have any final questions that I've missed, a lot of people have already clicked off, which is absolutely fine. I appreciate you guys being here. Any final questions? Rapid fire, 2 minutes. We could do it. If not, we'll close the stream. It's been great. Yeah, I mean, just another beautiful day talking about Pokemon, hanging out with all you guys. It's been great. I am so blessed that I get to do this as a job. It's insane. I genuinely can't believe it. A ton of really exciting things coming as well. I know I've said that multiple times in this video, but for people who just got here, hopefully going to have an announcement about a potential beta. I don't know yet. I got to talk with Austin. We might even recruit people from the community Discord. Everyone in the private Discord is going to get beta access and lifetime access. I might just message people that I've built relationships with through consults and stuff, give them priority access to the beta. But hopefully in May, um, we'll be ready to go and everyone can hop in there if they want. So I don't see any new questions coming in. That's absolutely fine. I'm glad we got through everything. That's kind of the goal of these. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. We are out.